Greetings once again, my friends, my fellow science fiction fans, my fellow Star Trek fans, and my fellow lovers of everything interesting. I just got something in the mail, and we're going to be going back to Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. And I'm talking about the 1537 scale U.S.S. Reliant. I had pre-ordered it. I just got it in. And what I want to do is I want to show you guys a little history on the kit. It's been out for a while, came out in the 90s, so I'm going to show you the original kit. I'm going to show you some of the other releases, as well as the Aztec decals, and we're going to bring it full circle with the latest release from AMT. So my friends, I present to you the AMT U.S.S. Reliant. I hope you enjoy the video. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the original release, and this is Star Trek. We first saw the U.S.S. Reliant, Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. This was Captain Terrell's ship, but they're doing research and they're looking for an experimental planet to launch the Genesis device on. And ultimately, they go to Ceti Alpha 5, and they think it's Ceti Alpha 6, but they really go to Ceti Alpha 5. What ends up happening is Mr. Chekhov and Terrell beam down because they do find a life form. So they're not able to launch the experiment because there's life on the planet prior to the detonation of the Genesis device. What ends up happening is Mr. Chekhov and Captain Terrell, they see a little, almost like a small little shelter. So they go inside because remember, the planet is desolate. It's this huge windstorm outside. So they finally get in, they take off their helmets and protective gear, and Mr. Chekhov starts to look around. And he's like, they're looking at everything, and he just kind of happens upon a belt buckle, and he looks down and it says Botany Bay. And he's like, Botany Bay. And then he starts to get the dawn of realization on his face. He goes, Botany Bay? Oh no, we got to get out of here, because he realizes that is where Kirk, then Captain Kirk, had dropped off Khan Noonien Singh with his men on the planet when Captain asked him if he could tame a world. And that's when Khan asked him if he was familiar with Milton, which it's better to rule in hell than serve in heaven. So that's when Captain Kirk of the Enterprise had dropped him off on Ceti Alpha 5. So they were mistaken for the planet for Ceti Alpha 6. Khan explains to them that Ceti Alpha 6 had exploded and everything on their planet was laid waste into the current state of the planet. So Khan has this little creature, and the creature goes into the victim's ear canal. It wraps itself around the cerebral cortex. And what it does is they're able to control. So what Khan had done is he put those creatures into Captain Terrell and Mr. Chekhov. So they were able to beam back up. And eventually Khan and his henchmen were able to take over the U.S.S. Reliant. And he had one goal in mind, that was to get revenge on Captain Kirk, who never checked on them to see how they were doing on the planet. So he was bitter about that. But anyway, that was Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. And that's when we were introduced to the U.S.S. Reliant. And you can see the design. We have the same kind of Constitution class primary hull, a saucer section. Only this end, we have the same kind of nacelles. But what changes are the nacelle pylons. They have kind of a roll bar on top that has the photon torpedo launcher, fore and aft. They have the impulse decks, and they have shuttle bays 1 and 2 on this section. That's kind of an extension of the saucer section. But this is the first release of this model kit. And this was AMT ERTL. And this is the U.S.S. Reliant, and this is 1/650 scale. Now you're going to see different scales on this. Let me turn the light off so there's no glare. We're going to see different scales on this. This actually would be the 1537, the same thing as the Enterprise, but that's why, just to let you know, they have 1/650 scale on the front of the box. And they got that illustration of the U.S.S. Reliant. Looking over at the side, I like they got a little diagram, but we've got some information. It's a highly detailed plastic model kit, measures over 20 inches long, fully assembled, authentic decals to replicate the U.S.S. Reliant. And you can see the U.S.S. Reliant. And then it goes in different information, different language. So you can see we have like a diagram, and we've got the port side profile view. And you can see the hull and the bridge, different sections in the nacelle. And this could be helpful as a painting guide, as well as decal placement, because I don't remember if the decals had the decal placement guide on it. I mean, I will put them up. I think I have put them up in the past. But anyway, we have the diagram on the side going all the way down to the skill level of 2. And looking at the other side of the box, we'll get to see the date. And this is 1995, Paramount Pictures. And they have the different languages, and in the English, this kit includes all the necessary components to build a U.S.S. Reliant. Measuring over 20 inches long, fully assembled, it has authentic decals to replicate the U.S.S. Reliant. A paint and cement, however, are not included. And it has the same kind of information. So looking at the end of the box, it's got the same illustration as the top, with the same information. And both ends, I believe, are the same. However, this one has the number, the model number, and this is 8766. Other than that, it's the same. So then we have the same kind of the AMT at the time period, where they had the bottom of the box marked with the addresses and different information. Also, there was you can see, this one is stamped 1856. And they don't do that in the later issues. So that is the first issue of the U.S.S. Reliant by AMT ERTL. All right. And I'm not saying that there weren't more model kits than this, but I'm showing you what I have for the history. So we're going to flash forward quite a bit. Actually, this is the wrong one. So we're going to flash forward quite a bit to the next release of the U.S.S. Reliant. So now, this is just AMT. It's no longer AMT ERTL. But by this time, the model company had been taken over by Round2. So this is Star Trek, The Wrath of Khan. And this is the U.S.S. Reliant NCC-1864. And she looks beautiful. You can see all the different features that make her the Reliant. Now the Aztec decals, it does show the model built with the Aztecing, but it does not come with the kit, and I'll show you that in a minute. And again, the scale, if you guys notice, now it's in 1537 scale. U.S.S. Reliant NCC-1864, 1537 scale plastic glue together model kit. So when we look at the side of the box, again, it has the profile from the side, but this time it's the actual model that's built. There's no labeling. You can see AMT, U.S.S. Reliant, same thing that's on the front of the box. And I think it's the same for the other side, yes. Same thing on the other side of the box. And when we look at the ends of the box, this is where you're going to be able to find the model number. And now it has changed. Now the model number is AMT 1036-06. Other than that, it's pretty much the same that was on the side of the box. And you can see the other end is the same as well. So now we go to the back of the box, and that's what I like about Round 2, is that they actually did a lot of the pictures and put more information on the model, but on the back or the bottom of the box. You can see the finished model is going to be over 18 inches long. You can see a finished version of the model. And like I had said earlier, all pennant and registry marking decals included. It does not include the Aztecing. So I'm thinking maybe they should not have put the Aztecing on the model on the box, but that's a different video. You can see now we have that dome base with the ball jointed metal rod that Round 2 has become famous for. And on the bottom you can see U.S.S. Reliant Aztec surface decals featuring additional registry options available from your favorite hobby retailer. And again, the Aztecing does not come with this U.S.S. Reliant. It didn't come with the original release either. They did not have the Aztecing. For 15 years, Kananiying Singh could think about nothing but revenge. Revenge for being created as a superhuman warrior, but denied his due rewards. Revenge for being banished from Earth. Revenge for being marooned on a broken planet. But more than anything else, revenge for the death of his wife. One name became the target of his rage. The name of the man he held responsible for his abominable situation, James T. Kirk. In the fan-favorite film Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan, he would finally get his chance to administer revenge against Kirk by hijacking the Federation's starship U.S.S. Reliant. Normally manned by a crew of 237, Khan managed to control the ship with a skeleton crew of his fellow outcasts. The Reliant's catamaran-like design endowed the ship with a distinctively sleek but aggressive stance. Equipped with 5 phaser banks and a forward and aft dual photon torpedo launcher, the Miranda-class starship would prove itself a formidable opponent to the flagship of the Federation, the U.S.S. Enterprise. This plastic assembly kit of the U.S.S. Reliant measures 18 inches long and 11 inches wide. It is molded in off-white and clear parts, including a dome-style base featuring a metal support rod. Ship registry markings and decals are included. Incidentally, this was a 2017 release. And again, this is AMT 1036-06. So they're referencing a separate kit on the back of the box for the decals for the Aztecing. So I just happen to have that I want to show you as well. So when you got that kit, this is what you got. And you can see there's bonus markings in here. You can make the U.S.S. Saratoga. The registry decals are included. You can see the same model that's on the box of the kit. And you can see the corner, Star Trek, and it's got the same markings. U.S.S. Reliant, NCC-1864, 1537 scale. But this is the Aztec decal set. And you can see some of the Aztecing. Looks like this could be the nacelle pylons, the B and C decks. But you can see the impulse engines. I did do this in a video. When you look at the back, it's a cardboard kind of sheet that protects the decals, and you only have the top with the information. This is item number MKA021-06. And this is 2017. You can see a little bit of information. The decal set supplies extensive Aztec panel decals which represent the detailed surface decoration of the U.S.S. Reliant model used during the filming of Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan. The decals have been specifically engineered to fit the 1537 scale model kit by AMT. They are compatible with setting solution, though it is not required. The decals cover nearly the entire model. Though paint is required in some areas to completely match the filming miniature. This set of decals consists of over 100 decals with placement instructions and includes alternate name and registry decals to create the U.S.S. Saratoga. So these are the companion Aztecing decals. Again, you don't have to have these if you want to build the Reliant, but if you want it to match the box art, then you have to get the Aztecing decals. Okay, so as this was 2017, so we go 1995, flash forward to 2017, flash forward to 2024, and you can see the most recent release of this kit. And now they're putting it up as featured in Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, the U.S.S. Reliant. This is Star Trek. You can see the new Delta shield with the logo that they have now for the newer Star Trek merchandise. You can see, and again, we have the finished model on the box. You can see the photon torpedo launcher. We have forward and aft. The impulse engines, as well as the shuttle bays, 1 and 2 around the back. And underneath, they have the nacelles. Again, this is a Miranda-class starship, and we see it first in Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. And this is 1537, glue-together model kit. So when we look at the side of the box on this one, it shows you model kits that's also available. And I love it. Check it out, guys. I've shown you this one. I've shown you the re-release of the D7. I've shown you the Enterprise D. That's in the translucent plastic, as well as the Klingon bird of prey. And you can see the different information. This is AMT 1457M-06, 2024 release. So when we look at the other side of the box, now you can see it's got, again, it has the profile from the port side, and this includes the dome base, and you can see the different language where it has the dome base. Includes full color decal sheet using all the markings shown here. In other words, you have to buy the Aztecing separately. But again, they show the model with the Aztecing. Looking at the ends of the box now, you can see again this is AMT 1457M-06. And we get the same basic photograph that we have on the side of the box. Same thing on the other end. Okay, now we go to the back of this box. And again, it's got beautiful pictures of the finished model. You can see the model kit right there. And again, you notice all of the Aztec decals on it. And this kit does not come with that. You have to buy that separately. I didn't order that. It was expensive, and I already had a set. So I figured I could show you guys that set. I will put up the picture of the most recent Aztecing decals if I can find it. But this kit has 26 pieces. It's 18 inches, 45 centimeters. Miranda-class starship commanded by Captain Kirk's fearsome foe, Khan Noonien Singh. Actually, it was David Tyrrell's ship, but it was hijacked. Injected in off-white plastic along with the clear parts. Authentic detail throughout the model. And again, you can see the Star Trek logo. For 15 years, Khan Noonien Singh could think about nothing about revenge, and it goes through the same exact little story that I read you off the last release in 2017. So this brings it full circle as of now. And again, I'm not saying, I'm showing you guys everything that I have. So if they have like accessory kits and different things, I may not have that, and if I don't have it, I can't show you. A lot of the times, if I don't have it, I'll put up pictures to show you guys. But for the kits itself of the 1537 U.S.S. Reliant, we've got 2024. This is the most recent issue. I just got it in the mail. Before that, we had the 2017 release. Again, AMT. So this one was 2017. And lastly, I have the original release. And this is 1995. So let me get it where you can see all of them in the same shot. Let's see if we do it this way. Yeah, that's a little better. So we've got the 1995 release. We flash forward to 2017, and then we flash forward to 2024. So my friends, basically those are the releases of the history of the U.S.S. Reliant in 1537 scale, just in case you're confused, because on the original it says 1650 scale, the others, and they've switched them over to 1537 scale. So my friends, I just wanted to give you a quick little history of this model kit, because I enjoy doing these little videos for you guys. I think it's really fun to go through year by year the different model kits. So my friends, until the next model that I'll show you the history of, thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys really soon.